there he was!
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's a little bit echoey in here, but hopefully the audio isn't too bad. Welcome to another episode of Wisconsin Fishing and Outdoors. And today, Louie and I are fishing the Chippewa flowage for some muskies, some bass, little smallmouth and largemouth, and pike. Anyways, our trip started really well, as all of our trips do.
What do you got there, man?
This is the start of our day.
Yeah, that's a cluster right there.
It's pretty gorgeous.
That's awesome.
Chinese origami, ladies and gentlemen.
Right after we kind of got the boat in the water, we were kind of flipping around this, there was like a bridge right there. You'll see in the video there's a bridge that we're kind of going under. I'm pitching a jig for largemouth, smallmouth, whatever's under there. He immediately starts chucking musky baits, and within 20 minutes, like his first cast next to this like little brush pile, kind of in this little cut, little brush pile, casts right next to it, and immediately, wham, gets slammed by a muskie. Unfortunately, I didn't have any cameras running at this time. I had just started getting everything ready, just started throwing that jig, wasn't even sure if I wanted to turn a camera on yet, and he gets annihilated.
I wasn't watching you.
Dude, that was a muskie. I saw the fish. He came up and
Holy
shit. You heard it, right?
I heard it. I didn't.
Dude, the camera got it, dude.
I didn't have it on. I just turned it on.
That was. Oh no way.
God, dude. So we just had our
we
just had our first muskie action of the day.
It's still over there.
First lesson for me in filming musky fishing, always have a camera on. So then as he keeps throwing back there, we're figured, it got spooked, it's gone. So whatever, we start moving on down the bank, and we just keep kind of fishing. I'm still throwing that jig because there's so much good cover, like you can see right here. There's just so many good trees and stumps and stuff that I feel like I should be getting hit every cast, but I'm not. Finally, I get whacked.
Although supporting Abu Garcia has been hard for me since that whole Hadia deal went down.
Yeah.
You saw that, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, everyone's got different opinions on their favorite reels and shit. There's a fish, dude. There's a pike. You got a pike, dude. Damn. That could be a muskie, actually, Loren. It's a small pike or muskie. That could be a muskie. I think it's a pike, though, yeah.
Nice pike.
Yeah. Here, I'll grab it.
Nice. God, he hit so hard, I thought it was about to.
Yeah. I saw he came right up, dude. Nothing he hit.
Yeah.
You've been probably had a fair share of those so far this.
Yeah. It's first fish of the day.
Yeah.
Not anything super special.
See you, dude.
So I pull up that pike, throw it back. Not a huge, I'm not really going for pike, but I kind of starting to feel that, maybe if there's all these muskie and pike around, it's probably not going to be bass. So I kind of switch it up a little bit, make my jig a little bit bigger profile, still kind of throwing a slow moving bait because it's so calm back where we are. Anyways, we keep going around in that little cut back there. Nothing really doing. So then he starts chucking a top water again for muskie. It's basically like a jointed whopper plopper you'll see right here. Basically just a really big orange jointed whopper plopper. And we go back to that original spot where he had that muskie bite right away.
Oh my God!
There he was. There he was. There he was. All right, folks at home, did you just see that muskie? Here, Loren, hold on. He's gonna be there still. Don't move. Don't fucking bite. Did you see him hit it again?
Yeah.
He came back again. He's here. It's a cast.
Oh, there he was! 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 There he was!
All right, folks at home, did you just see that muskie? Here, Loren, hold on. He's gonna be there still. He's gonna be there still. That was a muskie. That was a muskie. I got that on camera. He's still there, dude. Don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. Did you see him hit it again? He came back again. He's here. If I were you, just hold your camera and just film me for a sec. He's still here.
So he had 2 hits in basically 2 casts, and it didn't commit. The first one, it came all the way out of the water. So then in that whole chaos, I'm still throwing the jig. I get stanked. I set my rod down because I figure I'm gonna have to grab this net if he gets hit again. He keeps going down the bank. Little known to me, my spool runs out and all of my line, all of my 17-pound Abrazex fluorocarbon is out in the water somewhere, and my jig. Not the best string of events right there, but 2 hits on, well, 3 hits from the same muskie on 2 different baits in the same exact spot. Then after that, we're still messing around back in that cut, not getting a whole lot of action. And we see this boat that's kind of bass fishing. It looks like they might be doing some walleye stuff in that same area. So we pull up to them, and because we have never fished this body of water before, it's totally new to us. Anyways, we go up to that boat, just kind of say, hey, any idea on where to go for muskie, where to go for bass, anything like that. And then they come back and they're like, well, there's a place called Sand Island that's pretty good. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll check it out. So then we pull out our avionics and nothing's labeled. We're just like going to random islands just all the way through. So the first island that we find is really big. We kind of figure, oh, this might be, it's kind of sandy bottom, so we're thinking Sand Island could be something like that. So we pull up alongside, and within 2 minutes, this happens.
Maybe spook something. I mean, like I said, this all looks really good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, dude, follow. Did you see that? Yeah. Did you see him? No! It wasn't big, but that was a follow, dude. It was a buck, it was a small one. It was like a 30-inch or 30 or 40-inch, 30, like 32 probably.
So, follow. So that's what our fourth muskie action of the day. So eventually I take off my frog that I had been using to try and get pike, bass, whatever, and I tie on a buzzbait, and I start chucking that around just to see if I can't get anything to hit that. Louie's still throwing a blade. He's throwing, I think it was a double 8, I think he was throwing, something like that. Not a cowgirl or sugar, I don't think. It's just a double 8, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, so we pull around the end of that island, nothing else doing there. So we keep going up the flowage, and we find these 2 islands right next to each other, and one is this really small island, and then the other one's kind of bigger. And we're kind of looking, and in the middle is a big, deep cut. So we're thinking, this could be pretty sweet. I immediately think bass, and I'm like, oh God, there's going to be some fish. There's grass along the edge of the island. It drops off steep. I pull out a drop shot, throw on a little pink Senko, and we start to get a little bit more action.
Now you're doing you never done that?
Yeah.
Big body worm. Yeah. Well, that guy said coattails on islands. Dude, this is really good bottom right here.
I know. I just got.
Oh, it's a fish. Oh yeah, it's a fish. That's a smallie. Little largemouth, dude.
I told you it's the pink Senko.
The pink Senko, dude.
First blood. First blood.
First bass blood.
Oh, dude.
That's stank.
Oh man,
That
was definitely a fish though right away.
Oh.
Smallies and largies. Loving the pink Senko.
Yeah, Pike probably hit that thing on the way in, huh? Oh, there's a fish. That was a fish!
It broke me off, dude. That was a giant!
Dude, throw something else in there. That was a fish.
Damn it!
That was I saw him bumping. That wasn't, dude, that was a big bass.
Come on!
You didn't see him jump?
Yeah.
That was like a 3-pounder.
It's like a 3-pounder.
Dude, that was
Wait,
a big...
let me throw my jig in there. All day.
Give me 1 sec. Is that a bite?
I don't know. That laydown's bigger than
dude! Oh! Hold on. That was a fish. That was a fish. Do you see that ripple?
Yes.
Dude, hold on. We're on... Lauren.
What the fuck is going on?
We are on something, dude.
So just a little recap on that section there. I caught a little largemouth. Immediately after that, I hook into something, I set the hook on something big, comes off right away, get another Senko on there, throw it back under that tree, starts bumping bumping like crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a big fish. Snap. Comes off, he got me underneath a tree branch, and it was off. And then immediately after that, he jumps, because he's mocking me apparently or whatever. Anyways, after that, like immediately after that, Louie gets a follow on, I think he was still throwing that blade. Still throwing that blade, gets a follow, and it like boils on his bait right at the boat and goes back down. 5th musky action of the day. So I'm starting to get kind of a little bit of a bass pattern with that pink wacky rig 4-inch pink Senko, and he's kind of pulling up some more musky stuff with that blade and the topwater from earlier. We go back around the other edge of the island. I get a few more bites on the Senko, no hookups, and he doesn't get anything on the musky bait. So this is about, you know, nearing the 3 to 4 hour mark of us being on water. Louie says, well, we gotta find the sand island because I don't think that was it. So he pulls out his charts, and he finds out that he actually has the Chippewa flowage on his charts, and it has all the islands labeled. So we find Sand Island. It's this little, tiny little island, like maybe, you know, 30 yards long, and then it kind of goes off into a flat, and then it comes up again into, you know, maybe a 10-yard piece of sand just coming out of the water. And so we start going around, and we're like, this looks amazing. Like, there's weeds coming out. I'm throwing the buzz bait, he's throwing his blade, eventually switch to the top water. Nothing. Finally, we come up where the island goes down and it comes back up, like under the water, it comes back up. And I'm throwing, again, pink Senko, and I get hammered.
Even jumping, he ate something, you know what I mean? Kind of rolled on it. Oh my god! He's getting in there, dude. You get hit? Just like, boom, like it almost pulled the rod on my hand. Like, I'm not even kidding. Annihilated over here. This is such a weird, like, this is a weird feel in this body of water. I know. I'm getting like a very tantalizing, oh my god, dude, bass. That's bait. Molly, dude. Is it? Yeah. That's why he hits so hard. Dude, fish it slow, dude. Might be a muskie that'll come hit it. Dude. Yeah, dude, a little smallie. Choked it. A little small jar.
Pink Senko! Woo!
Bait.
Bait, right. Dude, he freaking, look how far down he choked that Senko. Choked it. So that's my first, like, okay fish of the day. See you, dude.
So one little smallie off that point. I caught another largemouth. I actually snagged. I have no idea how it's possible with a tiny little drop shot hook.
There's another fish. You snagged it. What? What the?
So that happened, and I think Louie actually got a follow there too. I don't know if we got it on camera. I don't think so. So Sand Island pretty much is a bust, except for me. I caught a couple bass. Other than that, really not that great. He's getting really frustrated with the muskie because he's getting swerved. I'm kind of getting swerved with the bass too. I can only catch small fish. So I'm like, well, let's go pitch some docks. You know, let's get our confidence back. Let's lay in some big largemouth. Let's see what happens. So he eventually, when we go by the docks, he says, I'm going to stick with it. There might be a muskie hanging around these docks, so I'm going to throw that jointed whopper plopper. It's not a jointed whopper plopper. It's like a raider, I don't know, top raider or something like that. I'm not sure what it's called. Anyways, he's throwing that. I'm throwing a frog. I tied the frog back on, and then I started throwing the jig too at some point, flipping. And anyways, so he's throwing that big musky bait, and I just hear this big explosion behind me.
This is the lighter. Muskie, get your line out. Get your line out. That might be a baby muskie.
No, it's a bass, dude. Big bass. Big bass. You on the net? I told you they'd hit it, man.
So, look what I just ended up with.
Bass like musky baits. It is a fact.
So got him on the clown plopper, about a pounder. They're thick in here though, dude, aren't they?
Dude, that's probably about 2, actually. It's not a bad fish.
Peace.
So yes, bass are crazily aggressive and they will eat musky baits. we keep going down that bank, nothing else doing. I had a couple bites on a jig, I got snagged, broke off. Again, just really slow day. So we found the first spot. We actually went back to kind of near the launch where we had that first musky strike. We thought maybe, you know, the water might change, it might move them farther back in the cut, something might happen. Get back there, algae everywhere. I mean, there's an algae bloom like going nuts. So he starts throwing baits by that stump again, nothing, bust. So we keep going farther back in that cut, which we hadn't done all day. And we get like way back. That's basically as far as we can go, because there was a tiny little walking bridge that goes over it, and we can't fit a boat under it. So I got hit. I started throwing a musky killer, a little Mepps musky killer, on just my top water bass rod, just because it's you know, it's a little bit heavier. I had some 65-pound braid on there anyways. So started throwing that around. I did get a couple hits, and this happened.
Got one.
It's a pike. Still fun, dude.
Yeah. I told you I was gonna get one. Nice little pike there.
On the map.
Killer.
So that was my second pike of the day. I actually ended up with 3 pike. I caught one right when we got back to the launch right at the end of the day. Didn't get that one on camera, but we're kind of near the end of the day there. The sun's kind of setting, and then Louie throws back into this cut, and he gets hammered again.
Oh, there we go. Bass. Yeah. It's not even that big. It's a little bass, dude. That was like a...
I'm telling you, dude, they're so freaking...
That was literally smaller than that one I caught by the...
Of course, as soon as I take off all my bass,
And again, another, like, not even a big bass, just like, you know, like a 14, 15-inch fish is hitting this, you know, 10-inch musky bait. It's insane. So then we basically were thinking, you know, we've had a lot of misses, so we're cruising back down the shoreline, right? Back to the launch, kind of, you know, we're kind of giving up, and we have the cameras off. You know, cameras are off. I actually had Louie take my GoPro because I was like, you know, the bass bite's just not on. I don't know what's going on. It's just not going. But we've actually had almost more musky action than we did bass action. I let him have my GoPro because I figured out that his wasn't working right. So anyways, he takes my GoPro and doesn't have it on for whatever reason. And we pull up by this point, and he's throwing that top water again. And the tricky thing is with a top water musky bait, you can't really figure eight it. I mean, you can, but it's really hard to get, you know, a wide turning circle, especially if you don't have a super long rod, which he didn't. So he's reeling it in, and all of a sudden, I see this thing come up and surface, and he's like, follow, and it just starts snaking towards the bait, and it's just like, oh my God, this is it, it's gonna eat. And then Louie brings it around the front of the boat, and just stops. And I'm like, dude, go around the other side. And he just stops, lifts it up, and the fish, it probably wouldn't have bit. So Louie beat himself up for this for the rest of the day. I'm telling you, man, it probably wouldn't have bit. Even with the little knowledge I have of musky fishing, it was down as soon as he got to the front of the boat. But if he would have just kept going around the boat, you know, might have gone under, come back up, whatever. Stupid mistake on both of our parts. Me for not telling him to have his camera on, and him for not pulling the bait all the way around the boat. But basically, this is our reaction right after it happened.
Ah, dude. I'm just like...
definitely a musky though.
Oh, I saw the fish. That was 100% musky.
Well, he came halfway out of the water for it.
Yeah, you can't f***ing... I was trying to do a figure eight, and I'm like, you'll see with this, and you go like figure eight, you go this way, you go like that, and it stops.
Right.
And then it's like...
That was so...
Dude?
Oh.
I mean, for all we know, that could have been the same fish, dude.
So that was kind of the last straw. We were both kind of getting fed up with the muskie and the bass and all that stuff. So just really frustrated. But you know, these are kind of the days where it humbles you and, you know, really makes you appreciate how these fish, you know, all hell can break loose in 2 seconds, but it takes, you know, so long to get there. And even both of us were throwing musky baits at the end of the day, and nothing. Pike, you know, and bass just kind of ruining everything. But the muskie swerved us. They swerved us real good. I'm gonna let myself from earlier, from on that day, close it out. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.
All right, so little day recap here out on Chippewa flowage. I got a bug in my eye or something. Anyways, we got swerved. I'm pissed. We got swerved pretty heavily by the skis and bass. Frankly, we didn't have too good a day either ways, but we did catch some fish.
We have more action
good.
for musky fish than most would say, anyway.
Yeah, we had 4 blow-ups pretty much right away this morning, and then had a few follows, a few hits, and then we had one really awesome follow that unfortunately we didn't get on camera. So I caught a few bass. He actually caught 2 bass on a musky topwater, so that's pretty sweet.
What's up?
Yeah.
Well, Chippewa flowage.
Yeah, Chippewa flows. We're gonna be back, and we're coming for you, muskies.
We'll get them on.
Coming for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time on Wisconsin Fishing and Outdoors.
Go like that. Yeah. Yeah. Show. Yeah. There you go. I'm gonna make like a weird face. You should do something funny and goofy, and I'm gonna be serious. Okay. Because I'm musky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, I'm gonna. Okay. You're gonna do that. I'm gonna be like this.
Okay.
Like just serious. Maybe a little different. Yeah, let me turn it a little. I don't know if there's a great angle. I'll turn it a little bit more this way. Got it?
Yeah.
Alright. Cool. Yeah, dude.
That's pretty sweet, dude.